So, lately in political discourse, besides falling back on the routine shtick of whining about the debt and deficit as a scramble every time there's a Democrat in office, the right is whining about the ongoing supply chain crisis and the skyrocketing inflation that's ensued from it as well. Adjacent to this is the current semiconductor shortage and the rising prices from them, primarily due to America not wanting to buy from China and wanting to strengthen their relations with Taiwan. The points I want to make with this video are that people can't complain about Congress not doing enough to alleviate the ongoing supply chain shortages because Congress, as a bipartisan move, is actively trying to pass legislation to spur on aggregate supply ready for American purchase and investment. Exhibit A, the America Competes Act of 2022. Originally introduced in July of 2021, on January 15th, 2022, the House Committee on Science, Space, and Technology, consisting of a wide array of both Democrats and Republicans, voted to advance the bill, and it passed the House on February 4th, 2022. Although it's slated to pass the Senate, here's why it not only contains crucial spending plans to repair American supply, but because it does, you should urge your local congressperson to briskly vote on the bill and pass it with urgency, because this is the solution to America's economy we've needed since October. Biden has already confirmed that he'll sign the bill if it gets to his desk, so there's no time we should be wasting by pontificating on absolute nonsense. First and foremost, the bill includes the Chips for America Fund as a provision which provides $52 billion in support of U.S. fabrication of semiconductors. Secondly, it authorizes $45 billion to improve America's supply chain, which will be awarded to not only large employers, but to smaller businesses as well, and will also go on to fund public works projects, which will skyrocket employment and save the government money and unemployment benefits and stimulus. In addition to this, it also provides $2 billion to support in critical components in the production of many automobiles, consumer electronics, and this is the one I like the least, and is probably why the Republicans are voting for it, defense systems. And if any of you are interested, the bill also contains a rider that will revise the Lacey Act, which would create a whitelist of animal species that would make the species on the list legal to import into the United States. Additionally, in the animal space, it will expand the authority of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and will limit interstate transit of any species not included in the aforementioned whitelist. We actively need to request our congresspeople to not only pass this, but omit the government spending directly on corporations that already rake in billions upon billions of dollars a year because we see the inflation right in front of us, and because of the greed that comes with capital ownership, we haven't seen that reflected in our paychecks at all. As a matter of fact, corporations are using the rapid inflation rates as a justification for marking up their products higher than they were. Senator Bernie Sanders won't support any unanimous consent request to speed up the voting process until he gets roll call votes on two crucial amendments. The first one would prevent large corporations from receiving government funding unless they gave equity stakes to the federal government. The second would simply eliminate the $10 billion bailout for Amazon that probably wouldn't get anything done and just incentivize Jeff Bezos to go to the moon. But that's not all Congress is proposing as a solution to the current crisis. The United States Innovation and Competition Act is yet another bill that had bipartisan support in both houses and authorizes $100 billion for basic and advanced technology research over a 5-year period. Specifically, $100 billion will be going to investment in basic and advanced research, commercialization, and education and training programs in artificial intelligence, semiconductors, quantum computing, advanced communications, biotechnology, and advanced energy, and over $10 billion was authorized for appropriation to designate 10 regional technology hubs and create a supply chain crisis response program. Samsung, Microsoft, Intel, and Nvidia are only a few examples of the corporations that would benefit from this legislation if the amendments weren't made to it. If we put profits back into the hands of the federal government, we'd have the money to spend on much needed social programs such as Medicare for all, reduced FICA taxes on paychecks, paid vacation time, increased parental leave, and so much more. If we urged the legislative branch to pass these bills and make them into laws while expunging the pro-corporate welfare, that will lead us into a better, much more democratic, much more socialist future. Thanks for watching.